Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you the follow-up 1v1 I did against Lavernicus. Last time he beat me. This time I'll be playing as the Byzantine Empire. As you can see, already off the bat I'm at a bit disadvantaged on the bar there. So anyway, my front line consists of, I've got a couple of peasants for the screen of course, and I've got Byzantine lancers in the front. I've got 5 of those, and then in the back I've got 4 units of Varangian guard, and there's another lancer there. My cav, I have 2 units of Byzantine spearmen to support as well, and I have 2 units of Latincon, 2 Aelan light cav, and 2 cataphractoi, or cataphracts basically. So he's got more or less similar army to last time, mixture of dismounted conquistadors and mixture of chivalry. No, it's a great deal of infantry. So I'll go for a rush. Now, I should have put my Varangian guard in front for the rush. There's my first mistake, and I do make a few in this fight. And there's another mistake, I brought spearmen. They're really not as useful as... They are useful, but they're against Spain. I probably should have just gone in for more cav. Now, what I wanted to do was attack his front line and then attack around his flank with the Varangian guard. So here I haven't sent them in yet, and I'm going to try and hit these guys. Now remember, two-handed units are glitchy, but I thought it would be fun to use Varangian guard for a change. So I am going to get a nice charge, which means I will do a lot of damage against those conquistadors I've hit, and chivalric knights I hit off the bat, but eventually I won't, because they'll start glitching with their two-hand, I'll probably get in a bit of trouble. So at first, because I get a good charge, I do alright, but I'm very outclassed in the infantry fight, and I'm also very outclassed in the cavalry fight. I do, however, get a nice charge in, and this time what I make sure I do is I make sure that I engage his line completely before he can use his cavalry, his infantry to support his cavalry. And this time I'm going to come around behind and encircle his cavalry. But the mistake I made, I tried getting rid of some of his archers. I should have ignored this and just completely swamped his cavalry to make sure I won the cavalry fight. So this was a mistake going after these guys. As you can see, my infantry is now starting to cave in already in the centre because I'm very outclassed in the infantry fight. And the mistake I have made is I needed to get rid of this cavalry very quickly so I could use my own infantry to get in and quickly hammer and ambush. However, Lavernicus is using his own his crossbowmen as a block. I can't get in without going through them. I'm getting stuck. So I can't get in. And I am winning the cavalry fight. I'm winning it quite well, and I'm very outclassed in the cavalry fight. Byzantine cavalry is quite outclassed by Spanish cavalry. I'm also outclassed by the infantry, and I have no missiles at all. But I'm doing pretty good by getting rid of that cav, but I need to be going after his infantry, because you can see my line is starting to collapse, so I was making mistakes. Over this side, I got some guys around the flank, and I did okay over here. But as you can see, these conquistadors and chivalric knights are much better than my dismounted Byzantine lancers. I probably should have brought Latincon, but I wanted to use lancers for fun. As you can see, my cavalry, although I do win, and that is a good achievement in of itself, but he's used his bows really well here, and it's cost me pretty good. I do get his general again, but I need to be getting my guys into these infantry quickly, because I need to stop them. But the problem is, he's doing a great job of holding me up. And all this fighting is Pubby's crossbow. I need to be after his infantry, and I left it far too late. So as you can see, Lavernicus is going to beat me again. He really was on fire this day, because usually when I fight him, I generally can beat him, but today he beat me twice. The day I did this fight, which was a while ago now, he beat me twice in a row. But the mistakes I made in this fight was I should have sent that second Aelan light cav and quickly completed my encirclement of those cavs, so I could have stopped them. Then I could have used them quickly to get rid of that infantry, but then I could just use the infantry to rush out and get rid of the Pubby's crossbowmen. But I mucked around and went after the crossbowmen, and it was the wrong choice, and it cost me badly because, of course, Byzantine infantry is much outclassed by Spanish conquistadors and chivalric knights. And I was outclassed in the cavalry fight, but I did get an encirclement, which helped. Bringing in the spearmen probably wasn't really that necessary. I should have just put more upgrades into my cav or my infantry, or perhaps brought a couple of archers to occupy as crossbowmen. So my army selection perhaps wasn't as good as it could have been. But ultimately, Lavernicus has played well again, and he's let me attack him again. And now usually when I go on the attack I have success, but lavernicus usually goes on the attack as well. So this time round he played a couple of games very differently this time, and I did learn from the lesson last time. I made sure his cavalry and infantry couldn't support each other. I went for the wrong targets at the wrong time there with those bowmen, and lavernicus is going to beat me again. Although this time it's going to be a tighter. It's going to be less. It's going to be more closer battle between us. He's not going to win quite as decisively as he did last time, at least according to the bard there. So
Our men are under attack.
Byzantine Empire again is not as strong as Spain, but like I said in the last fight, the disparity between the best faction Spain and some of the other average factions and lower factions isn't as high as it would be in Rome Total War. So there's no reason why you can't beat Spain with the Byzantine Empire or with Milan or whoever. So ultimately I was just outplayed in both games, and this one is again it's just a close defeat. As you can see, my kills are quite close to his. I've only got 100 less, and I got some captures, but again, well done to lavernicus. He's beaten me twice in a row in one day, and he doesn't usually do that. I've managed to beat him several times before, so I think so good on him. So if you look at my cav though, quite a lot of kills. It's not as high as they'd usually be, but because they're up against such superior cavalry, that is actually pretty darn good, really. So the cavalry perform well, but it's where my Byzantine Lancers is. I like the Lancers, they're a cool unit. I just particularly like them, especially how you can get them in lots of different variations, because you can get lots of defense upgrades on them, so it changes their armor, and I like that. It's kind of cool. But in this fight I should have brought dismounted lavernicus. They would have, although they're a little more boring in appearance, I guess, they are better infantry and they would have held better. And I should have put my Varangian Guard in first, because they would have got a really good hit charge, and then I could have flanked around with the other infantry, but I didn't do it that way. As you can see, my Varangian Guard, they didn't do spectacular, they did okay, but again, they would have been better if I'd used them the other way around, but never mind. It's just the way it went that time. The Byzantine Spearmen, really, to be honest, they probably weren't worth getting. I should have just put more upgrades into the infantry or the cavalry, or maybe, like I said, get some missile units to hold up as crossbowmen. So sometimes just the build you use can be a little, and just the wrong build, and sometimes you can just get unfortunate. This time it was sort of a mixture of all of that, I think. But lavernicus played well and he earned both victories well. So it's been a while since I've lost to him twice in a row. I usually might lose once and then I'll beat him on the next one or whatever, but it was a great fight, and he earned both of them really well, so good on you, Lav, and thanks for playing, and thank you guys for watching. Here's a couple of defeats for you, so I'll probably start bringing you more victories now. So anyway, good game, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon next time.